Man, is it good to be back, guys? Cheers. I think it's been what, a week, 10 days since my last video, and there's been a lot going on in my life. Not only is it obviously the holiday season, we had Christmas, Merry Christmas, guys. New Year's is coming up, but my wife and I, we actually just had a baby as well. A week ago, we had a healthy, beautiful baby boy, and yeah, it's been crazy, many sleepless nights so far. You can probably tell by the way I'm looking right now, guys. I feel like I haven't showered in a freaking week, although I have showered. It's crazy. All these days are meshing into one right now. I'm sure all of you out there with kids could imagine. But yeah, man, that's pretty much why I've been gone for a week, 10 days, for good reason, obviously. Beautiful, healthy baby boy entered into the world, and we've just been enjoying it, man. It's been an awesome, awesome time, holiday season, soaking it in. But yeah, the show's back on the road, baby. We got to break down some stocks and go over five in particular in this video that I think are very interesting now heading into this new week. And mind you, we have a short week. It's still a holiday week, right? So keep in mind, volumes are going to be low. There might not be that much crazy movement in the market, but these are still five stocks I'm watching now that are pretty oversold, that I think are interesting on the charts. For trades, these are all for trades, by the way, although I do own one of them as an investment as well. But just because you own a stock as an investment doesn't mean you can't trade it, right? You can trade it, obviously. So without further ado, let's dive into it, guys. Hit the like button. Make sure to subscribe. Of course, Cheers got the double espresso on deck, and I've been drinking way more than just one of these now with the baby here. Oh my God, man. You guys know how that goes. So cheers. Let's dive into it. So number one, we have CrowdStrike, ticker CRWD. I have it pulled up on the screen already. This stock, we actually covered it about a month ago, saying it was pretty oversold when it was at 480. It did see a little run to about 530, 520 at that point. Nice little rally, but clearly we got rejected at the 180 SMA at a lower high, and now we're kind of trading right back to 480, right where we were in that last update a couple weeks ago. So I think there's going to be another run coming. We can see on the 1-year chart, CrowdStrike looks phenomenal. Looks like we're maintaining a higher low here at the bottom of this channel. You can see it, right? We're also above the 180 moving average on this 1-year chart at a higher low. So I'm looking at CrowdStrike here. It's been consolidating for a good, how many trading days? About a week. It's been consolidating between 470, 480. So I'm looking at CrowdStrike. I'm like, all right, let's see the breakout. Let's wait for the breakout. We're already getting, again, the consolidation, but also the bullish divergence. You're noticing it here on the RSI. So I think once CrowdStrike could confirm the break above, I would say 485 to 490, that is where the confirmation of the breakout would be. That's where the momentum, in my eyes, could start kicking in, and we could get a similar move like last time we hit 480, which, again, we got to 520, we got up to 530-ish. So, yeah, I like CrowdStrike, the way it's setting up. The longer-term charts look great. Now we just got to wait for the confirmation. Alert set at 485. I'll do another one at maybe 500. Actually, 500 might be too high. Let's do one at 490. Mark is at or above, and we'll see where it goes from there. So I like CrowdStrike, stock number one, guys, and of course I'm keeping my eyes peeled on Intel. Intel right now looks very interesting. I mean, the stock, you guys know, it's been hot. It's been the hottest stock, one of the hottest stocks in the market this year. We hit $18 back in April. Now we're at 36. That's a clean 100% move. We actually got up to $44 about 2-3 weeks ago? Yeah, more like 3 weeks ago. And now we're down to 36 from 44. So we're down 17%, pretty much on the cusp of a bear market right now. And the chart still looks great. The chart looks phenomenal. You can see here, yes, we do have a little bit of a death cross. We're under the moving averages, but that could change. the reality is that could change, and I'm waiting to see, okay, if buyers come in this week, maybe the following week, because again, this week is a short week, holiday week, as you guys obviously know. So we can see here Intel is fighting to hold that mid-high 30 level. Now I want to see it confirm the break, I would say, past 37.50. Let's do that right now, 37.50, and I'll do another alert at, let's say, maybe $38 a share. Mark is at or above. So let's see, guys. Let's see if Intel, I'm telling you, if it could take that out, I think momentum could bring it back to 40, 42, 44 a share. That's where we could be going. So I like Intel here in the short term, INTC. And like I mentioned in the intro, these are all for trades, not saying they're bad investments. In fact, I think all of these actually are good long-term investments. Maybe Target's a little bit but they're all for, I'm looking at all these for trades, but they're actually pretty good investments too, funny enough. Target's the only shaky one, like, is Target going to turn around? Are they going to come back? I'm not the biggest fan of Target, but whatever. The chart setup looks pretty good. You guys can see clear cup and handle. Look at that. Oh my goodness. Textbook cup and handle on TGT here. And the stock just had a phenomenal Friday. Or what the heck day was it? Friday? Yeah. Oh man. Yeah, my brain is mashed potatoes, guys. Like I said, I'm thinking, what day is it today? Today's Sunday. Yes, Friday was the last trading day, guys. Yeah, my baby brain is going nuts here. But yeah, cup and handle. Beautiful day on Friday. 3.5% almost green. Now we're testing this $100 level on target, which is a big spot. Not only, that psychological $100 level, that's a pretty good, psychological spot dollar-wise. Not only is that about to test, the trend line, the pattern is about to break out or potentially break out here. As you guys can see on the 3-year chart, maybe, yeah, you can see this. We're currently testing this trend line right now. I mean, it's clear as day. You guys see lower highs being made into the support of $83, $84. Now we're testing it, the top of it at $100. So if this fails at $100, guys, this descending triangle could play out. That kind of puts our cup and handle breakout theory out the window. It throws it out the window. But if we take $100 out, start to see the cup and handle break, this honestly could make a move, in my opinion, to 105, 110, and then we'll see where it goes from there. So I'm going to set my alert, obviously, at $100. That makes the most sense. $100 per share, mark is at or above. That's on TGT. And before we continue on here, guys, let me shout the Patreon out. If you want to be a part of my Patreon, where you get access to my portfolio updates every single week whenever I'm investing, buying stocks, we're doing $1,000 a week right now. Every move I make is posted on Patreon. There's also a private Discord, and you get my charts and ideas throughout the week. We chat throughout the week, and it has been, it's the holiday season. I just had a baby, so I have been a little bit MIA, quote unquote, in the Discord the last couple of days. But let me tell you, man, when January 1st kicks in, the new year, we're taking it to a whole new level. So if you want to be a part of that Patreon, it's only $10 a month, guys. It's nothing. What's $10 a month these days? $20 for the other tier. What's $20 a month these days, right? It's insane. I mean, it's linked down below if you're interested. Also pinned in the comments, or go to stocksurfast.com/Patreon. And now let me go over to number 4, Novo Nordisk, which I actually do own this stock. I own it as a long-term, and again, I'm also looking to trade it. You can do that, obviously there's no restrictions where, if you own this stock long-term, you can't trade it. You can, and it's breaking out, and it's still very oversold. And I think the GLP-1 story into the new year, with the oral dose of that, we're not going to get too deep into that, but we got some good news regarding Novo a couple of days ago regarding the oral GLP-1. I think the story is going to get better. Sentiment starting to turn into the new year in a positive direction. The narrative's there. I think Novo is going to do well. And the chart doesn't look great in the sense of, okay, it's downtrending on the 1 year. The 3 year looks a little, But we are noticing the signs. We're noticing the signs of a reversal. We are above these moving averages on the 4-hour chart. We are now trading at a multi-week, multi-month actually high, 2-month high pretty much. And we do have a little bullish bull flag, right? You see that right here. So I like Novo. I do. I really like Novo. I own shares already. I'm in call options, and I think we're going to do well in 26 on this stock. Maybe not. Who knows, right? Do your own research as always, guys, but that's Novo. And last but not least, which I'm so close to actually buying this as a long-term, Netflix, ticker NFLX. I'm so close. It's down $40 a share from all-time highs. Percentage-wise, it is down, what is it, 30%? And this is one of the stocks from a couple of years ago that I wish I bought. Do you guys remember when Netflix hit $1,000 a share before they split? I guess 2 splits ago. How many splits have they had at this point? Or maybe, I'm thinking of another stock. Well, before they split, Netflix, this time period right here, it was super high up in price. I don't know if it hit 1,000. It might have been close. It might have been 700 actually on second thought. I think it was 700, and then it got down literally to $150 a share. So I wish this is one of those stocks that I wish I bought during that bear market in 22. I didn't, but I mean I did buy a lot of other good stocks. So I mean you can't knock yourself. But it's one of those that I was like, oh, I missed it. I need to own Netflix one day. I'm not going to force it, obviously, but next opportunity that arises, I'm going to pounce on it. That's what I was telling myself, and well, here we are. I think this could be an opportunity. It's not, and let me make this clear. It's not nearly as good of a deal as it was when it crashed in 22. I mean, that was bargain basement. That's why I'm so mad. I'm not so mad, but that's why I'm like, oh, I should have bought some. It was so cheap. So it's not nearly as cheap as it was at that point. But, it's definitely cheaper than it was a couple months ago. You know what I mean? I definitely wasn't buying Netflix over $100 a share, even at 110.20. No shot, right? But here in the 90s, I'm like, all right, especially if it dips closer to the 80s, I'm gonna have to pick up some Netflix, both as a trade and as an investment. I think this company long term is phenomenal. And if they get the deal, oh my goodness, guys, think about all the assets, the IP that they're gonna have. I want to be a part of that longer term. I think Netflix is gonna be the king of IP. It's heading in that direction, and I like it. I like it, and I want to be a part of it. And we'll see. Maybe this week I add some. Maybe in the new year, Netflix is one of those positions or stocks that I start to buy and build out. We'll see how it goes. I've been looking deeper into it, looking at the numbers, all of that. So yeah, I'll keep you guys updated, of course, as always, in the Patreon. So check it out. Link down below, shameless plug, and hit the like button on this video. Make sure to subscribe. Do what you got to do, right? I look freaking tired as heck. I got to shower, guys. And honestly, I got to get another coffee. I got to get another one of these. So cheers. I appreciate you all for tuning in. As always, these are 5 stocks for this week. Do your own research as always, though. I'm not a financial advisor. Have a great rest of your day. I'll see you later.